Should I stay or should I go now?
Should I stay or should I go? Many people are rethinking overseas trips this fall as the COVID cases skyrocket. A recent TripAdvisor survey shows that 31% of Americans plan to travel this Labor Day weekend, but most are choosing to leave their passport at home, with 86% going somewhere in the U.S. Travel News Director at Conde Nast Traveler, that's Erin Florio, joins us now to discuss. Erin, good morning. Good to see you.
Good morning. Good to see you.
So where's everybody going? What does your crystal ball say?
Well, you're not wrong. For Labor Day, most of us are staying domestic. We're doing a lot of the trends we've been seeing throughout the pandemic, which is a lot of road travel, a lot of staying close to home, a lot of outdoor trips. But going into the fall, people still really do have their eyes on hopefully international travel.
So that 14% of people who may be traveling abroad this weekend and the many more people who are dreaming of that big overseas trip, what advice do you have for them?
And the EU doesn't seem to want us.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah.
The message seems to be don't come.
Exactly.
Well, okay, those are two sort of different questions, and I'll get to both of them. The first, I would say, if you are going to travel, travel responsibly. This is the message we are putting out across the board. There are ways to do it, but you have to take into account the new additions to your trip planning that maybe weren't there pre-COVID. That means keeping up to date with the CDC recommendations. They have a very updated list on the low risk to very high risk countries. Check that and make sure you're planning accordingly. Also check local government websites. They have different requirements to allowing different people in. So make sure you are compliant with the local government and that destination actually wants you to do. And of course, we have all this information on condenasttraveler.com, cntraveler.com, so you can keep up to date there as well. And with regards to the European Union, I know the big news this week was, Americans are off the safe list. But really what that means is that the EU has recommended that their member states put restrictions on American travelers. It's up to those member states to comply, to adopt them. They can choose to do what they want with them. What I personally think that's going to mean is not necessarily blocking Americans. It's going to mean Americans are now going to have to show proof of vaccination as well as a negative COVID test to enter. Right now, certain member states require the COVID test or the vaccine. I think we're going to see a mix of both.
Go ahead. I was going to say, you recommend travel insurance.
I absolutely recommend travel insurance. We always recommend travel insurance, especially now during COVID. What I would say, be mindful, not all travel insurance policies are the same. You really want to look out for the ones that give you the cancel for any reason policy, which is, self-explanatory. It really gets you out of some potentially harmful situations. But on top of travel insurance, there's a couple other things you can do to really safeguard your trip. You can't control everything, but you can take measures to make it a little bit more comfortable. We really recommend getting a travel specialist, more commonly called a travel agent.
Travel agent?
Travel agent.
Exactly.
I like that. Travel specialist.
Well, you think it's sort of
Can I call them on the telephone?
80s
Yes.
or 90s term, but really, these people
I think
can
that's
make
a good idea.
can
They
make
know a
magic
lot of
happen.
stuff. Yes.
Yeah, and if something really bad happens and you need, a last-minute fix, they will take care of it for you.
Yep. I have one of those. I think it's very important. Good advice, Erin Florio. You look great, too. Brandy and Cheryl on the case. The first ever Conde Nast Traveler global issue is on newsstands right now. We will be right back.